Everybody pull out your calendar or your phone. We're going to talk about time blocking, which is a fancy word for scheduling or making your calendar. Okay. And there's a couple of things I want to highlight that you want to make sure you have.
We don't see, yeah, there, we're seeing mindset on the screen. Okay, time blocking. There
Did
we
it,
go.
time blocking?
Yeah,
Okay,
now we're
I
good.
get this. I need you guys. Okay. Remember all those calls I said you guys are going to make? I want you guys to dedicate 2 to 3 hours a day to lead generation. Okay. Every day.
If you're working 9 to 5, you'd be dedicating 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
Not including your commute. So you can even lock that down. Like you can even get that down if you do it consistently, 2 hours a day,
Yeah.
3 hours. I wouldn't even suggest doing more than that. You don't need more than that.
No, you'll burn
I've
out.
I've never done more than 3 hours a day.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, I personally used to do it 4 times a week, 3 hours a
Yeah.
day.
Yeah. The important thing, guys, when you're doing it to remember is if you're sitting down for 2 hours, let's say you're going to dial 25 numbers an hour. You do not get up until you dial 50 numbers. I don't care if you talk to the first 10 people you spoke to and you had 10 meaningful conversations, because the next day you may not reach anybody. So you want to make sure you make those dials the day you're supposed to. And what time blocking, the difference between time blocking and scheduling is when you block your time for lead generation, everything else should be shut off. You're not getting up to get a snack. You're not answering phone calls at that time unless you put in an offer and that agent's calling you back. Um, you should be dedicated to whatever activity you have blocked off for. Okay. Rick mentioned this earlier. I do this every week as well. I go to the wife because she manages the family calendar. So before I make my time block for the week, it's what do we have in terms of family events this week? Is there a wedding, a birthday party, whatever it is, kids activities, um, get those penciled into your calendar. Okay. One, it gets buy-in from your family. Two, you're not going to double book your kids' recital or their soccer game or whatever it is. Right. Dedicate an hour each day. I do an hour in the mornings. It could be half an hour. Somebody mentioned, where do I learn about real estate and stuff? I literally will start with the Toronto Star online, Globe and Mail. I'll Google stuff. Um, and I'm just reading and absorbing as much information as possible every morning on what's happening, not just in real estate, but in the world. Right. 15 minutes a day for reading. We don't read enough anymore. That can be a book on self mastery. It could be just fluff, whatever it is. Again, it's just getting different parts of your brain firing on different cylinders. Okay. 15 minutes. For most people, that's anywhere from 5 to 15 pages a day out of a book. And you'd be surprised you'll finish a book in like a week or 2 weeks. Right. Time off, schedule it, guys. Okay, you can burn out in this industry if you work 24/7. Right. Unless I'm writing an offer, I'm not working Fridays past 1 o'clock. And Sundays, I may go out 10 to 12 in the morning, and the rest is family time. For sure, those 2 days. And for you, it could be, maybe a Friday night and a Saturday night, but just schedule that time off and stick to it. And don't do real estate stuff during those times. You want to refresh and recharge. Um, Try and get some, I call it fuel. It's your sleep. You want to get enough hours that are going to make you productive. You want to remember to eat. There's so many days you're on the road.
I just laughing. We got a comment. Beer Fridays.
Yeah.
I think Grinder. That's funny.
Um, you know, uh, Schedule your lunches, schedule your snacks, because if you're on the road, there's days where I run out 9 a.m. I had a cup of coffee and I don't have anything till 3 or 4 in the afternoon, and it's really bad.
Sunday Pronta Day.
Ronta
You
day.
guys,
Oh, they be sleeping all day Sunday.
you guys are funny. That's hilarious.
And then something I've started doing um, recently is daily meditation or affirmations. Just take 5 minutes, clear your mind first thing in the morning, go through your affirmations, meditate, whatever it is, but just center yourself for the day, right? So work on that schedule for the rest of the week. Um, and you can do it every Sunday night. You don't have to plan for the whole year. Just do it 1 week at a time, but be consistent with it. Anything to add to that, Rick?
Yeah, I'm just reading these chats out loud like Pronta Day. You guys are funny. It's good to have a sense of humor. Yeah, we can. Are we wrapping up and then opening up for questions? Is that what we're doing?
I've got one more thing I want to touch on.
Yeah, so why don't you do it? Time blocking, guys, is pretty self-explanatory. The only thing that I wanted to add to that, don't pretend block when you're
Yes.
time blocking, okay? This is what I'm saying, like, look, us as human beings, we love our favorite word in the English language is tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. Why say for tomorrow what can be done today? So if you're gonna do your 2 hours, do your 2 hours like that. The only person that you're ripping off is yourself. Okay. So when you are time blocking, make sure you are focused, you are on the plan. If you are focused for those 2 hours, you'll see where your business goes. But if you're just like, you make a call, they hung up on you, and you're like, okay, I'll just go get a coffee and then I'll make my second call. Don't do that. You got to come out strong. You got to come out aggressive. Okay. We had a question: when is the best time to make calls? The best time to make calls are the time that you can do it consistently. Okay, so that's like me saying, when's the best time for you to work out? Sometimes like early in the morning, some people when the kids go to bed at night. It's when you can do it consistently.
Yeah.
Having said that, I will add something to what I thought was good times. I used to call people from 8 to 10 a.m. on their way to work. So they'd be on the GO train or in the car to hit their 9 a.m. shift. I got a lot of people from that 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. range. I liked that. Um, Anywhere that works in your schedule from like 11 to 1, 12 to 1 being the optimal when people are on their lunch break. And another really good time is the evenings before dinner. I used to catch the after work crowd coming home like from 5 to 7. Anything over 7 is too much. You have to experiment with those times, what works best for you, and being consistent. Now, let's say you have a really hot lead. Let's put some practice into this. So let's say you have a hot lead. You have, Bob, the buyer who wants to buy a house, $1 million house. Okay. You try him at 9 o'clock a.m. and you just keep trying. That's your time block. So you keep trying 9 o'clock, and then you go to you just say, I can't get a hold of this guy. Deadly. No, maybe he's busy at 9. So you got to shift those calls. You got to give him a morning call. If he doesn't answer the morning, then you have to give him in the afternoon call during lunch. One day you have to try in the evening, and one day you even have to try on the weekend, right? That you have to do before you write them off. But that will be another training session where
Yeah.
you kind of have to call these people in different times. So just because that's your call block time, that doesn't mean you don't call, you call during other times as well, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And I think Sang had something here. Supposed to reach new people every day or follow up with working leads count as well? No. Lead generation, unless you're converting like somebody who's 6 or 12 months out into buying right now, that's not part of your lead generation. That's your lead generation is new leads. Okay. Now, when you get busy, guys, let's say you sign 10 contracts. You've got a couple of listings, you got a couple of buyers on the run. Do you stop lead generating? No. Right? Even if you're at capacity, what you might do is scale it back. So instead of spending 2 hours a day lead generating because you're full already, you spend half an hour. right? Because if you stop the tap, when you close everybody, you're going to have nobody on the go. So you have to consistently be doing lead generation even when you're busy, even if it's just one phone call a day. But you got to keep doing it. You got to keep the tap open.